It's Adrienne, Capricorntigress of Astrology, a lookinside.com. And it is a Sunday afternoon, evening here in Seattle, Washington. And I'm coming here to make up for the lost Saturday night lives that I did not do last night. And I've got a reason. I've got a story. You know, I wasn't here last Saturday either. I might have squeezed in a Wednesday. Okay, look, guys, I've been sick. I have been sick now for weeks, okay? I can't make pretend I haven't been sick. Listen to my voice. I sound like B. Arthur. So I actually, what I did was I went out yesterday afternoon and I vaxxed that thing up, okay? I put that on Facebook, that thing up. I had to get my vaccination, y'all. I got my first COVID vaccine, and my next, you know, you got to get two. I think there's going to end up being three, right? Anyway, I'm scheduled for another one at the end of August. But hey, this is what it is. It is what it is. I know there's some people who are like, you know, I'm not going to get, you know, there's anti-vaxxers and stuff like that. But I'm like, no, they got new strains. If you ain't going to survive the first strain, like, you got to at least catch up. You better get them the vaccines. Anyway, I went and got vaccinated, y'all. So you know, at least I'm whatever is going on, I'll make it to the next rung in this game. I'm sorry, let me get this music down, but I'm going to have this in the background for me because it's a jam. Anyway, look. Let's talk about where the planets are real quick. And then I've got I owe you guys some tarot readings, don't I? I know some of y'all came to the channel, got all excited about the readings I did the other day. And I said I was coming back. I think I said I was coming back Saturday to finish, or Friday. And y'all, I was so sick. Oh my gosh. I really thought I had COVID. I really, truly did. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Okay, so look, I'm looking right now. I did see that today was the day that the sun was exactly opposite Saturn. Okay, exactly. They were exactly opposite. Today is that day. So I don't know if you felt anything. I don't know where, you know, I don't know how it came off in your life, but it was that day. And on top of that, Mercury was conjoined the sun. So Mercury and the sun are at 10 degrees of Leo, and Saturn's at 10 degrees of Aquarius. This is a major thing. I saw it on the NASA, you know, they have the report. So it's a big thing, even for astronomers, to see the sun exactly opposed Saturn. But the crazy thing is Earth is like smushed in the middle. So we're in between these huge planets that are opposing each other right now. It's just a crazy experience, and we're all alive to experience it. So I don't know what happened to anyone today, if anything great happened today, if something not so great happened today. I mean, I'm just interested in knowing how this might have played out in the lives and actuality, right? For some people. Now, craziness. Miss Thing over here happens to have her Saturn at birth at 10 degrees of Aquarius. I told you I'm going through a Saturn return. Why it decided to go all the way back to where my Saturn is to do this Sun-Saturn opposition. I'm like, really? For real? So yeah, that happened for real. And I went and got that COVID vaccine because I'm not ready to die. I'm just, I led right back to the COVID vaccine. Look, I don't know how many of y'all not getting your vaccination, but, you know, keep up. I mean, because there are new strains coming. is craziness is still out there. Why is this craziness still out there? Because Neptune's still in Pisces. That's why. Making all kind of craziness happen with the germs and the infections and bringing back crazy-ish like the bubonic plague and all that kind of stuff. Did you hear where they said some glaciers melted and some I can't even talk about it. But some things from eons ago are alive. And I don't know how that makes you feel, but germs from a million years ago doesn't make me happy. I'm just saying, this is really something that's happening out there, you people. So this is not good. There's all kind of crazy strains of germs out there. And girlfriend ain't trying to have that. I want y'all to know I'm a recluse. I am hoping I don't turn into like Howard Hughes, right? The guy who he isn't that like the Rosebud guy? I mean, in real life, he died like in a penthouse somewhere, all alone with his billions and billions or whatever. I don't want to do that. I want to have a life. So that's why I went and got the COVID shot. I mean, any chance at a life that you can have, I think I'm going to grab at that. And I really think this is what the sun opposed Saturn is really all about. The sun is life. The sun is vitality. The sun is energy. The sun is the source. And Saturn is that hard, heavy responsibility, better get it done planet. Actually opposing the source, life, vitality. And I know there are some who don't believe in it, but what do you want? Life, vitality, the joy of living, at least having a shot, or to live in that fear of like restriction and constriction and hiding. And after a while, you won't even be able to travel if you're not vaccinated. You're limited. It's pure limitation. So it really is the essence of like the sun, the vitality of life, the joy of being like out literally in the sun versus having to be in a restrictive, constrictive type of life. And even after you get vaccinated, there's no guarantee you're not going to get it. It's just, but it's like getting the vaccination for the pneumonia or the flu. You increase your chances of survival by getting it. That's all. I've gosh bless. I have to admit, I listen. I don't want to give the boy a shout out, but I love you, Ralph Smart. I do, but he was talking about not getting vaccinated. I'm just saying. There's a lot of people out there not getting vaccinated. And I wish I had the rights to it, but y'all please look up Manny Fresh and who else was that? Oh my God. It's so hilarious because I had to share it. It was, Manny Fresh and Juvenile and Mia. They got Vax, VAX, that Thang, THANG up. Okay, it's to the thing about that up, but it is so good and it's so fresh, and y'all have to go check it out. Okay. Anyway, I had to talk about that. I digress completely from where the planets are, but I hope y'all understand what I am talking about here, about the difference between that life and vitality of the sun and the restrictive, constrictive heaviness of Saturn. That's what we're dealing with, people. That's the reality of it all. People be read other stuff into it. I'm like, that's all there is. And get your survival. That's all that is. It's just like any other time something came out that was horrendous and was killing off people. And you had to get, like, remember polio? Get your polio shots, your TB shots. Got to get the mumps and rubella shot. I had mumps. I'm not that old, but I'm old enough that before that was mandatory. And I ended up getting the mumps. That was the worst experience I was what, 7? It's horrible. I thought I was going to die. I saw my death. So look, these things, we should be grateful they came up with something, at least to stave off the death. That's pretty much all I'm picking up that it can do. I'm not sure that it's going to keep people from getting COVID. And that's the mistake a lot of people made when they took their mask off. I saw, okay, I gotta say it. I can't stop talking tonight. Did y'all see the Lollapalooza? Was that the biggest super spreader you've ever seen? They had a picture, like, I guess from a helicopter looking down at Lollapalooza. First of all, I don't think I've ever seen in my lifetime that many bodies all conjoined together. But they were, where was that? I forget where, I think they said in Chicago, right? Anyway. That was a super spreader, okay? We're going to hear about so many cases of COVID, unless they made them have, like, if they did them where they had to show the COVID card or whatever at the gate. That's the only way that wasn't a super spreader. There's no other possible. There was not even elbow room. They were like sardines. It was like seeing a scene out of a horror movie. I was. So all we can hope is that everyone had a mask on. I don't know. I had a feeling they were just partying. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but some things it's like common sense. There was no 6 feet rules or anything going on at all. Okay, they were on top of each other. They were packed in like sardines in a sardine can. So we'll see. What does it take? 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? We'll see. Because that was a heck of a lot of people. People wanted to party. I feel like they were like, we're free. We're free. We're independently wealthy. Let's party. Like they weren't just really letting it go. I mean, it's summer, it's Lollapalooza. I mean, everybody who could get there got there. And I'm just saying, ooh, it was frightening. So anyway, let's just hope we're not going to have like a real bad sci-fi flick situation happening in a few weeks. Because you guys, don't forget, when these planets get out of Leo, where are they going? They're going into Virgo, the planet that ruled the sign, that rules health. It rules your health. We're going to be dealing with health issues. We still have Neptune retrograding in Pisces. It's going to eventually make oppositions. Let's be wise, people. Anyway, I got to stop because I want to keep the vibration high. And I'm praying that they did. They had some kind of ticket system, or I've heard of that, like they said they're going to have the little passports. A lot of people are upset about the passports, though, because that means they're limiting travel to people who aren't double vaccinated. I'm not double vaccinated yet. So I hope, there's all kind of stuff going on. At least I got my first vaccination, and I'm really proud that I got it done. And I can't wait to get my second done. I just want to make sure I'm up on date, because it seems like they're adding more things that need to be done. There's different variant strains. I mean, you got to at least be up on those vaccinations. I'm like, oh my gosh. And like I said, there's new germs and new ways of getting ill that are coming out from these strains because of the global warming and the glaciers melting. And oh my God, there's new life forms. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just so gross. I live in Seattle. They've got that killer hornet here. And I'm so glad that I don't live where I used to live, because they used to have hornets there. But they've got that here, just to know that if you go outside, a hornet thinks you're sexy, you're dead. Anyway, it's not. Let's talk about other things. Gosh. Oh, now Venus and Mars, they have already gone into Virgo. Venus is at 13 degrees of Virgo right now, and Mars is at 2 degrees of Virgo. So we've already are starting to get that Virgo influence, and maybe that's why I'm talking about it so much, because, well, it's in Virgo, and I'm actually Venus is trying my sun right now and sitting on my Pluto. So yeah, I'm talking about it. I'm talking about the health stuff, because some people don't want to talk about it. They're got their heads in the sand. They don't want to take the vaccination. They don't want to wear the mask. They don't want to, they're not protecting other people, even if they want to be free. What about other people like grandma and other people like that? They don't want to die just because you want to die. Anyway, let me get off of that conversation, but just know it's going to be coming up more, because we're going to have more planets going into Virgo. And Virgo is the sign that rules health, and it rules doing things like taking your vaccinations, okay, and seeing your doctor. I know I've got to go see my family doctor, so I'm going to do that. So we've got Jupiter, it's retrograding. We've got Saturn, which is retrograding. Jupiter's at 29 degrees of Aquarius, and it was in Pisces, but it's in Aquarius again, which means it's right back in my first house. And Lord, I can feel my little tummy. I won't even pretend. I think we had like Benihana's last night. It was so delicious. Delicious. I had Mongolian beef. It was so good. So good. And that's what Jupiter in the first house does. It really, really, really likes to make you fat, or at least plump, or at least greedy, or at least gluttonous. And in my case, it's making a square to my natal Venus, which is at 28.54 minutes of Scorpio. Sitting up in my 10th house, me eating Benihanas. I'm just saying, that kind of thing. Now, hopefully this Jupiter will be going direct soon, and I go back into the house where the money is. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, Saturn's at 10 degrees. We talked about the fact Saturn is retrograde, but it's exactly, I didn't know what's going on. It's exactly opposed the Sun and Mercury today. Uranus is at 14 degrees of Taurus. And God, that is trine. Wow, I'm having a grand trine day. Is that my